you know just as well as I do that the audio is just as, if not more important than video. And the best way to accomplish that is with the wireless microphone. So let's get this out the way. Nearstream sent me this microphone for review. They wanted to know what I thought about it and wanted me to put it through its paces. They say it can have up to a 20-hour battery and one-touch noise cancellation, and it fits everything that takes video. With that being said, let's look at what's in the box. Let's go over the features and specifications, and then we'll go out and do some tests. So let's talk about what you get in the box. Once you open the box, you're greeted to this. I like it. Little zipper case, so when you unzip it, everything fits inside. What do you have in there? Well, obviously, you have the Nearstream charging case and all of the windscreens and other cables and connections you need. So first things first, you have the USB-C cable, and this cable can connect to your phone, it can connect to your cameras. Anything that takes USB-C, this can connect the receiver to it. Also, they include this small adapter that is for lightning connection. So if you have an older iPhone, you can still use this cable. Just go ahead and put the adapter on there, and then voila, you can go ahead and connect to your iPhone. Perfect. Now, what else do we have? This 3.5mm headphone jack connection for cameras and computers. Now this is a TRS cable. There's a difference between TRS and TRRS, but I'll explain that later. Just know you can use this to connect to your camera. And if you have one of the older phones with a headphone jack still, you can use this one. And this label says connect to the phone. This is a TRRS and a TRS cable for older phones. There you go. USB-C charging. So I thought this was cool because this is a dual-headed USB-C charging cable. So you can charge both receivers or the charge cable and the transmitter, whatever combination, but you just plug this in into your charging brick, and this end charges your devices. Finally, you have the wind muffs, the wind screens, the dead cats, whatever you call them, and it's real simple to put on. You just slip it right over the top, and it fits on there like a glove, and it blocks the wind. There you go. So let's go ahead and look at the charging case and the transmitter and receivers. So the charging case itself is not very big. If you look, it's about the size of my 3 fingers. Look at that. It's not very big at all, and it's not very thick. I mean, this size is small. So when you open it, it has a flip top, just like most things, and with charging LEDs on the front, let you know how much power is left in the case. So when you open it, you're greeted to 3 devices. It's the 2 transmitters and the 1 receiver, and you just slide them out. Once you slide them out, they connect to themselves, which in turn connects to your camera or your phone, and you are ready to go. So very easy, very simple. So let's take a look at the receiver. So this is the end that you plug into your phone, camera, computer, or whatever. So it has an LED display that displays the status of both microphones and the battery levels of each and the receiver. It shows the audio levels. So as you speak, it moves up and down in real time so you can see if you're peaking, if it's too loud or soft. It also has a display to let you know that you are in noise cancellation mode or if you have muted it. There is a headphone jack for monitoring along with the auxiliary out connection. So you could actually stick headphones into this and listen to something while you're recording, which comes in handy if you're recording other people. So let's take a look at the main attraction, and that is the actual transmitter itself. Now, if you look at this, it's not very big. It's about the size of one of my fingers. On the front, you will see a status indicator. So it's blue, that you know that noise cancellation is off. Once you turn noise cancellation on, it turns green. There's also a mute button. So when you mute it, Then of course the other indicator turns red to let you know you're muted. On the side again, you have a power button and the one-touch noise cancellation, which you just press it one time and it turns it on. One time you turn it off. You don't have to worry about holding the button down, seeing what works right, none of that. It's very easy, very simple. On the top, next to the microphone itself, you will see a port. This microphone does accept external lav mics or external shotgun mics. As long as it has a 3.5mm headphone jack, you can plug it right in and then you can use a mic of your choice. So let's talk about some features and specifications of the Nearstream wireless microphone system. When you purchase this system, it has 2 transmitters. Now that's good for if you're doing interviews or more than one person is in your video. Of course, you can split the microphones apart and then both will record onto the same video. One thing with wireless mics is that they always have a wireless range. Now, the thing about this Nearstream and what I love that they did is that they give you an unobstructed range and then they give you an obstructed range. So what does that mean? So basically, if you are facing the receiver, you can go up to 200 meters away. That's 600 feet. You can get straight line of sight. It will pick up. And believe me, we're going to test that a little later. But the obstructed view is something I don't hear very many companies mention, but everybody knows exists. If you are wearing the transmitter and you're walking away from it, it won't pick up as far. You can't get 200 meters when you have your back turned to it because the signal has to go through your body to get to the receiver. So they tell you can get up to 50 meters away if your back is turned to it, or if you're going to a different room or something is in between you. Nearstream talks about the battery life. Now you can get 7 hours out of both transmitters. You can get 6 hours out of the receiver. And the charging case is 1300 milliamp hours, so you can recharge everything again. Now, when you put it all together, you get about 20 hours at one time. That is pretty good. I don't know who needs to record something for 20 hours straight without charging, but if that's you, hey, this will work. It's easy to use. All you have to do is take it out the case and it connects automatically. It takes a number of seconds. So the receiver has gain control. Now this is something that's really important because you have to set your gain levels correctly or unless you will get sound that is unusable. The noise cancellation is one of the biggest selling points of this wireless mic. So basically it's one step. So you click the one button for noise cancellation, you press it once, it turns on. The light on the front tells you whether it's on or off. So you click it, it's green, that means go, noise cancellation is on. Click it again, it turns back blue, noise cancellation is off. That simple. All right, so let's get ready to do some audio tests. We'll go out, we're gonna test this noise cancellation around some noisy things, and then we'll see how it performs. Then we'll come back in, we'll talk about it, talk about some pros and cons, and see if it's for you. So I'm on location and I'm going to see how far this signal extends. Now I'll tell you it goes about 200 meters and that's probably all the way down there past that tree. So we'll see what happens. At the 50 meters it cuts out, so I might make it, but let's see. So all right, here I go. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I gotta count this out because yeah, I usually do like steps. So 50 meters, you know, we are like in the United States, so we use feet. But yeah, we'll see. So far, I'm at about 50 feet. It's about 100 feet. Okay. So I can still go further. Now my back is turned. So it's quite a distance. So now here, I'm way down here. And it should be picking me up. Like right here, this is about 50 meters here. Yeah, give or take. So let's go some more. Meters is probably about 100. So we'll say it's this. So if you can see me from here, waving my hands, you don't know. All right, so I'm going back. So the question is, why would someone even need to beam a wireless signal this far? Most content creators, most vloggers, they're close by. So they won't set their camera somewhere and then walk off from it. I mean, I won't say that's dangerous, but there are people with sticky hands out there. So most people are going to be in the vicinity. But I know they have to have some type of wireless protocol in there for it to work. But the distance for most people is not really a factor like that. So they have it, it's good, but I doubt people will use it. All right. So this is about 100 feet away. And you can still hear me well. It should still be transmitting. Everything should be good. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. And I'm coming closer. And we made it back all within about 2 minutes. That was way down there. I don't even know if it was 200 meters, but it was a long way. You probably couldn't even see me. I went past that tree down there. All right, here's future me. And while I was editing, I thought that it might be a good idea to explain what you just saw. So when I started the video and I began to walk away, what I noticed is that once I got about 50 meters, just what Nearstream said, when I got about that far away, the sound started to break up a little bit. It started to cut out and have interference. And it came back. And when I got the full distance away, it was a moment there where it was just nothing. And that's to be expected. I mean, 200 meters, that's about 600 feet. That's a long way. And once I turned around and faced the receiver, it was a totally different ball game. I could hear everything. I could hear it perfectly from the 200 meters away all the way back. So what Nearstream said is true. They are absolutely right. So just to give you an idea of how the Nearstream sounds in a regular studio environment, I'm going to test it now. So this room I have stuff on the walls, carpet on the floor, but it's not treated. Let's see how this sounds in an interior environment. So I have the Nearstream here. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and clip it to my shirt about mid-chest level. I have connected the receiver to my camera, and it's about 8 feet away. The receiver is set at the low setting. I have the microphone here on my chest about mid-level. So let's see how it sounds in a regular environment. So this is the sound. Okay, so next, I want to show you the noise cancellation. So I'm going to turn it on, and then you should hear a difference in a semi-quiet environment. So let's see how it goes. And just like that, the noise cancellation is on. Now I'm here in this quiet environment, and you can see how this works. Now that that's done, let's go outside and let's see what it does out there. Okay, so here we are. I have the Nearstream wireless microphone. I think it's the VMT20. I have it connected to the Osmo Pocket 3. So this is for us to test out the sound quality and also the noise cancellation features. So one thing that I am going to do since I'm at the Bass Pro Shop is to go by we're going to go over there to if you can see it, that right there. We're going to see how the noise cancellation works. So let's walk. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, now it's blue. Let's see what happens. And this is without. Well, I'm outside and I'm just in the neighborhood. So you have all types of sounds going on. The wind is blowing. I got wind chimes, neighbors, people doing everything they normally do. So I have put the windscreen on here to protect from the wind because people would normally do that. But let's see what happens here with this noise cancellation. So I'm going to be quiet for a second so you can hear the normal ambient noise. Okay, so now I'm going to turn on the noise cancellation and we'll see what that does. All right, so the noise cancellation is on. I'll let you hear the noise and then I'll talk a little bit. I'm here with this drone. This is the Potensic Atom 2. And if you're interested in that review, that's going up on my channel in just a little bit as soon as I get finished with it. But you should be able to hear the drone noise through the microphone. So let's see, I'm probably about 2 feet away from it. So let's turn on the noise. Oh, sorry. Noise cancellation is already on. I forgot to turn it off. So let's turn it off and then see what happens. Now it's off. So now let's try to put some distance between me and the drone and let's see what happens with the sound. Okay. So here I am probably about 5 to 6 feet away and you probably still can hear the drone, but let me turn on the noise cancellation and then you can see how it sounds. Now, I don't know if you still can hear that and you got the competing with the wind and that. So it's fighting a lot of stuff out here right now. So let's see how it does. All right, we are back in the studio again. Now, I just came from outside. I tested this microphone using my Pocket 3. So Nearstream says that you can connect this to a multitude of devices. So I wanted to try it and see. So I connected it to my Pocket 3 just now to do the test outside. Now I'm back inside and I'm on my Samsung S24 Ultra. I have the USB-C cable connected with the receiver hanging off and the transmitter is right here. So this is how it sounds on the inside. So we finally finished all of our testing. We went outside, we went to public places, we connected the Nearstream to a litany of devices. So now let's talk about the pros and the cons of the Nearstream wireless microphone system. What are some things that I loved about this mic? Well, one, it's very easy to use, very easy. You just open the case, take out the components, they connect automatically, connect it to your phone, you are done. You can be up and running in probably less than a minute. The other thing that I loved about this is that it's portable and convenient. This little case right here, like this, oh my gosh. I love this thing because everything can fit in here. Now, I have a Rode Wireless Pro and I get, here, look, I get these two things. Now, I like these cases too, but this is one. All the cables fit in here, the charger, the system, everything is right in there. And you know what else I like? The audio is actually pretty decent. It's pretty good. From my test, it sounded like it had an even balance. It's definitely better than the built-in microphones on your cell phone, your AirPods, earbuds, action, all of that. It's better than that. So it has good sound quality, very good. Now I didn't go through all of the numbers like the SPL and the signal to noise ratio and all of that stuff because I don't think it's important. For something like this, people who are content creators, they can just get it, hook it up, go about your business. If you're interested in those numbers, then this is definitely not for you because you need something a lot more complex. And the noise cancellation is actually pretty good on this microphone. I liked it. It didn't distort my voice when it kicked on. It let through the right amount of background noise. Because some of them, when you turn on that noise cancellation, it garbles the voice. Now, I stood by an air conditioning unit, I stood by a drone, a waterfall, regular ambient noise, wind chimes. I did all kinds of things. And this thing performed pretty well. So I think that's definitely a pro. It's easy to turn on. You just hit one button. It's one button and it is on and you're good to go. You don't have to hold it down and then see if you're in the mode or not. You just click it one time, light turns green, you're good to go. Green for go. Green is good. I like the noise cancellation. So although this is a good microphone, it's not perfect. And there are some things that I had some issues with. There is no alternate way to attach the microphone to your person. So some microphones have little tiny magnets. So if you're wearing a t-shirt like this, you can magnet it like in the center of your chest, because you should put it like somewhere down here. That way it's a good distance from your mouth and you can easily attach it so where you get the best sound. All this has is the one clip. So if you wore a t-shirt or something like it, you had to clip it on your neck, or you had to like clip it under your clothes to an undershirt or somewhere you don't want it to be. It's very limiting. So it needs some kind of magnet or like a little necklace kind of thing where you can clip it at the right height or the right distance from your mouth. I recorded in the daytime, and the receiver, it was hard to see it in the sun and even some in the shade. I mean, I know some things have difficulty in bright light, but this is nearly impossible to see. So that is definitely something that they could fix in the next iteration of this. Maybe have a brighter display or use a different kind of display. But it's not a deal breaker though. It's not a deal breaker. It's just was a minor annoyance. The one thing Nearstream could do in the next iteration of this microphone is to include some sort of internal recording. Some sort, doesn't matter. It could be 8 gigabytes, 4 gigabytes. It doesn't have to be like the whole 32, like the Rode Wireless Pro or the DJI Mic 2. I mean, just something. And the reason why that is important is that, let's say you're going off on a distance or something loses signal, then you still have that recording to work with. You can do things more with it, especially in post-processing. So having that recording, that internal recording, is definitely something that will put this microphone over the top. I noticed when I was doing my distance tests that the signal, it dropped. And if I was going away from the camera, even though I was facing it, or if I was in a place with a lot of interference, that would be a problem. And since I would only be recording directly onto the video, there's no way to save that. So at least with internal recording, you can record onto the video and save a copy. So please, Nearstream, please, the next time you make one of these, internal recording, gotta do it. So here's the last thing. This one always gives me problems. And all right, I'll just tell you. The gain on these microphones is a little bit too high. I had the mics turned down to the low level. I made sure it was low. I had my device turned down. I recorded on the Osmo Pocket 3. I recorded on my Samsung S24 Ultra. I recorded on my Canon R7. I recorded on the Canon M6 Mark II. And in all of them, I had issues with the gain. I turned them down. I turned down the gain on the device, turned down the gain on the microphone, and it still was a little too much, which kind of leads right into one of the other issues that I talked about earlier with the mic placement. So I noticed that if I spoke with a softer voice and didn't project as much, the gain wasn't much of a problem. Or if I positioned it a lot further from my mouth, then the gain wasn't a problem. But if you're one of those people who like to hold the mic here, like they do on TikTok and things like that, you're gonna have peaking all the time. But I would say this, with most microphones like this, there is a learning curve. You have to learn your device, and there's certain things you have to do to make it work the way you want. So mic placement is one of them. The second thing is, although the gain was high and it seemed like it was peaking, when I put it into my post-processing software, I use DaVinci Resolve, I was able to bring that level down and it still sounded good. So that's not so much of a con, but just know if you don't get your mic placement right, or you speak too loudly, you're gonna have some peaking and you're gonna have to do some type of post-processing. You just got to. But these are things that they can work on, but it's definitely not a deal breaker. I still like the microphone. So who would make a good candidate for this wireless microphone system? Well, to me, number one, if you're a mobile phone content creator, this is really good for you, because you can easily connect it to your iPhones, even older iPhones with lightning adapters, or any phone with a USB-C. It connects right in there. It connects itself really fast and quickly. It's easy to use, and the sound quality is really decent. It's way better than your earbuds or not using one at all. Also, if you use other devices like action cameras or like the Osmo Pocket, it connects to those the same way. Not a problem at all. Plus, the noise cancellation makes it where you could go anywhere and film content and not have to worry about obnoxious noise in the background. I mean, and it's easy to click on. You click it once and you can go. So if you're a mobile content creator, this is perfect for you. You need to buy this. If you are a person that is a content creator, but you're on a budget, or you are a beginner and you don't want to spend, $400 on a microphone system, hey, get this. It's less than $100, and the quality for the dollar amount, it's off the charts, man. Because spending $100 for something like this, that sounds like this, even though you may have to, get your mic placement right, or your tone of your voice, it's still good, especially with the noise cancellation. So if you're on a budget and you're a mobile content creator, it's for you. Do I recommend this microphone? Yeah. If you fall into the category that I talked about earlier, you're a beginner, you're a mobile content creator, or you're on a budget, yeah, this is for you. You can use it in a variety of ways. It has multiple microphones, multiple transmitters. So if you're doing a two-person podcast type thing, you can use it. If you're doing run and gun, like you're out and you need to connect to your phone, it's small, you can take it around, it's good for you. So I do recommend it. Although you may have to learn your microphone, you have to learn your placement and different things like that. Even with that, the sound quality is still really good. So I recommend it. So there'll be a link down below if you want to purchase the Nearstream. And if you're interested in the drone that I use, I have a review for that. I have a review for a different drone, and YouTube is probably going to recommend that for you. So stay tuned, and God bless, and we'll see you later.